The pace car is going to pull off the final 3 races of the season, and our NR2003 campaign set to get underway for 94 laps around Homestead, Miami. Stages: Stage 1 ends at the end of lap 20, Stage 2 at the end of lap 40, a long 50-plus lap green flag potential run in the final stage. As we're underway, Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, last week's winner, lead the way into turn 1. Jay, we're at one of the best mile and a halves really on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule. We have, of course, epic playoff battle currently underway. Chastain 54 points above the cut line after a nearly perfect weekend last time out in Vegas, but we have a bit of a surprise with Kyle Larson, who ended up in a lot of trouble, currently out by 5 points.
And Chastain comes into this race, Gary, 54 points above the cut line, so he could have himself locked in with just a decent day going into Martinsville next week. Even without a win, Gary, he could finish 25th and have himself locked in, depending on how other drivers do. So Chastain right now is in a really good position, but of course he wants to win this race here in Miami. Already up to second place, looking to make a pass down on Joey Logano. And Gary, he has been one of the hottest drivers since the playoffs started, and right now with that 54-point advantage, he has nothing to lose, or he has everything to lose, but and a lot to gain as well.
Logano into the outside wall there, a little bit too much of a send into turn 3 and 4. That's going to make it 3 wide on the exit of the corner. Chastain, Byron as well, Kyle Busch in the mix. Are they going to go 4 wide? Yes, they are. Into turn 1, it's just lap 3 of this race. We do have a shorter stage 1 and 2 than we usually see. What a camera view this is right here. This might be one of the best ones in the game, actually, now, as they head down this back straightaway. Truex leads, but Logano is starting to close in, and he's not only him, he's bringing Chastain and Byron as well. That's 17 way up the track there. Ryan Blaney, Elliott actually briefly in the outside wall on the exit of turn 4. Looks like they're going to get into it a few times, but not to a point where it's really going to do any damage to the cars. But Jay, we see Byron up here in the mix, 10 points above the cut line. He had such a quiet season, and here he is in the playoffs picking it up, and of course 1 win in the playoffs, and here he is up towards the top 5, really showing that he is the threat to make it into the final 4 for the second straight season in our NR2003 series. And we're at that awkward point now, Jay, halfway through stage 1, but we're at that kind of awkward point in the playoffs where of course only 8 of them remain, so there's a lot of mixture in towards the top 10 and non-playoff guys, and it really creates that awkwardness of how do those playoff guys race the final 8 playoff guys at this point. Now, of course, you don't want to make a mistake and ruin one of their seasons. That 24 is going to drop down to the middle. That's 17 again. He's gotten into the wall a few times now, Jane. Here comes Hamlin to the inside. Close quarters racing.
Little bit of contact between the 17 and the 11 so far, Gary. I've seen Buescher go up to that high side, and he has had the most gains out of doing that. That was one of the couple times though he's gotten into the wall.
That 8 of Kyle Busch for a stage point, that's not far away. He's right there starting to fade back towards these two a bit.
Yeah, Larson as well is really not gone forward. In fact, he's gone backward a little bit. I would expect this 5 car to be up towards the top 5 by the end of the stage, but he has actually gone outside the top 10, and I think lost a position right there to Chase Elliott. Might lose a position here to Keselowski as well. And
he's got a big run, but it's not going to be enough. If he had another lap or 2, who knows? But yeah, like Jay said, he kind of got away from that pack of cars, and he has run them down, or has run down Truex. No issues. Blaney might catch that wall. He's going to be close. Not going to hit it. No, maybe he will. But Truex, nonetheless, out of turn 4, wins stage number 1 for the final stage point. Who is it going to be across the stripe? It is Ross Chastain getting the final stage point. Oh my God, he's out.
Wait, what?
Chastain just DNF'd.
What?
It says tire. Well, I'm going to try and edit that into the video, but you saw it. Ross Chastain pulled into the pits, and his day is over for something that says tire. What is that supposed to mean? Not 100% sure, but Chastain's day is over. 54 points above the cut line. Jay, as we get going for stage 2, that's been the biggest development so far tonight. 54 points above the cut line, 1 stage point, and he's going to get 1 point for the race overall. Depending on what happens here tonight, I mean, he's still going to come out of here above the cut line, but certainly not in the most comfortable position that he could have been.
I'm going to guess he's going to be somewhere around 20 points above, and going into Martinsville, that then leads, if he has a bad race in Martinsville, Chastain could certainly be in a precarious position, goes from easily having an easy chance to get himself locked into a DNF here in Homestead, and now next week in Martinsville could be sweating a little bit depending on where he is above the cut line, and that 20 points, Gary, if it is around 20 points, that could go away quickly if he has any issue next week.
And to the lead goes Denny Hamlin. It's been a winless season for that 11 team. Could they change it tonight? Hamlin has had some decent success at Miami in the past. I don't know if he's ever actually won a race in Homestead, Miami, now that I think about it now. No, he has. He won it back in 2020. I do remember that, at least.
Because if you do the same thing everybody else does, you're not going to set yourself up at all for some kind of success if things go your way. Of course, things could go against him again. He could end up with a bad caution, be caught a lap down. But that's the gamble you take, and you have to take that if you want to have success in this sport.
I mean, we saw it last week. I mean, Larson was looking really good with that strategy call initially, and if it would have stayed green, if there was no accidents for him to avoid, I felt like he would have benefited quite massively. Reddick inside the top 10. Bubba Wallace, he's closing in on the top 5. Hands down, the best run we've seen out of him this season.
Right against the wall right there a little bit. But yeah, we've seen much better runs out of both of these teams since the playoffs have started. Of course, they missed the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter for them as far as points go. But as far as confidence, as far as building for next year goes, this 23-11 team has looked much better. And Hamlin on the outside, Gary, gets a big run there. Byron back into the picture. So is Bell.
Playoff.
Keselowski with an issue. Playoff implications for Brad Keselowski blowing up down the back straightaway. Larson might be involved in it a little bit as well.
Keselowski, smoke pouring out of the back, no caution as he's well out of the way. Larson slowed down tremendously, and we saw them racing together, so it looked like Larson might have just been having to slow down to get out of the way of that, as he's now in the back mix with these guys. I mean, Jay, this is, not only putting Brad Keselowski now for sure, he's going to be in a must-win scenario. Bell to third is JGR123, Hendrick fourth, fifth. 23-11, 6th and 7th, and you continue to watch these two battle it out. It's only 2 laps to go in stage number 2. I am excited to watch stage 3 play out here now, but these two continue to the end of this second stage. But Truex with the momentum. Oh!
Yeah, Hamlin had to check up. Bell had to check up for Hamlin. Truex goes out to the lead easily. Then Byron had to check up.
Checkup has put it an easy stage win for Truex. He does, and look at that 20 all the way up on the outside wall as Truex will come through to sweep the first 2 stages in Miami over Hamlin. No playoff drivers even in the top 3 as Byron will be the top 1. And rounding out the stage points is Chris Buescher. And Jay, I think the big surprise here is of the round of 8 drivers, we only have 2 of them in the top 10. That's William Byron and Ryan Blaney getting 3 points there.
On the outside is 3 Hendrick Chevrolets right behind him. Larson, the 4th Hendrick car, way far back in this field. Gary Cindric as well got himself almost close to the top 10 right now. So the 2 car doing some decent things. Actually, no, I don't think that's close to the top 10. That's
like
still
17th or so.
Yeah, it's still better than he was, though. He's ahead of Larson, currently ahead of Blaney right now.
Hey, you got the 5, the 12, the 4, all right here on this inside line, trying to find their way forward. And the 2, yes, right there in front of the 5. So they all got some work to do, but specifically that 5 car and the 2, they got to find some points here.
Yeah, Cindric has not made as much progress as he would like to make at the beginning of this 3rd stage. He's seen Larson catch up to him now, of course, right behind him. And then the 12 and the 4 are not too far behind. And actually, Larson now gets to the inside of Cindric.
He's kind of making some headway
Larson
there.
Might be fast enough on the inside to get past here. He's making some moves on the inside and getting passes done down there. So, well, he's had some things go wrong for him again, Gary, but he's closing in on the top 10 right there, the top 10 right in front of him. This 5 car clearly has speed. Larson knows what to do here at Homestead. Bell got no momentum. The 20, that was his best chance he's had in quite a while to make a pass on Truex. Gary wasn't able to do it, and we look back here at Larson once again.
Even on the straightaway, look at him go.
Now he's passing his teammate, or almost actually got past his teammate Chase Elliott, but then backs off into the entry of turn number 3. But using the inside, good, coming up to 20 laps to go. So the tire fall off. Chase Elliott might be the first one heading to the pit lane here. Let's see if he is pitting. The Chase Elliott is our first taker. He's the first one inside the top 10 to pit. So we'll have to wait and see what that does for the 9 car, Gary. That would be a huge moment for him if it works well for him and gets him closer to the lead.
Look at Hamlin. He just got clear on the inside there. Nice little run to the center of 1 and 2. This is really turned into a fascinating race. Ooh, we got quite a few coming in now. I mean, that 9 car, though, yeah, he's had that for a few laps.
Repair, though. He may have all that advantage go away if they have to take that damage repair.
Oh, boy. This is not what you want to see.
So is Byron. Hamlin stays out, though. I don't know if I like that call for Hamlin.
I know I don't. The 9 car's still in the pits.
He's still sitting there. He's still sitting there. Oh, no. Any of that advantage is gone for Chase Elliott. He leaves now, but his stop was so long. The other drivers are already in their box. Some are about to leave their box.
Yes, he's going to be, Truex is just doing the left sides now.
Bell is right behind him. He's going to almost be a lap down as Chase Elliott.
Yes, you're 100% right. There goes Bell. Truex. Oh, Byron might get through in a second. He does. I think we found a winner out of all this, and it might be the 5 of Kyle Larson, who's, I'm pretty confident, going to be up inside that top 10. Where is Chase Elliott? That's the big question there. We found him on track, and
Right
he's
in front
actually
of Harvick, too.
So he's ahead of Harvick, and Jay, they are not far ahead of this 20 car with 20 laps to go.
Yeah, they're close. I believe they're close to a lap down currently. So
on the track, the gap 1.28 last time around. This time it's going to be 1.0. So Byron closing with just under 20 to go.
So the 9 and the 12, really great rebounds for them right now, doing everything
that 5
they
is
need
bad
to
fast.
put themselves in good positions.
Look at him. He's going to clear him on the inside, maybe. Well, Byron now loses a bit of time. That last lap, 7.5 tenths. He's way up the track again, trying to get that outside rolling, Jay, on the exit of 4. Looks like a decent run down this front straightaway. As Bell crosses the line, I think we have a caution on the track. Yes, we do. As there's the lights and there's the pace car, so the caution's out. Byron just gained 2 tenths on him. Byron could put his or punch his ticket into the final 4 in 9 laps time, in control, about half a car length ahead of the 20 into turn 1.
Non-playoff driver versus playoff driver, and Byron with the early advantage heading into turn number 1 and 2. Still to the outside of Bell, though. Bell fights back hard in the inside lane, but Byron should get the advantage on the exit of turn 2. He does. He gets clear of Bell. Now Bowman with a big run on the outside as well. Now he gets to the outside of Christopher Bell as he heads into turn number 3.
Well, the question is, what can a guy like Bubba Wallace do? What can Kyle Larson do? Blaney as well, as they come through 3 and 4. Hamlin all the way to the inside. Will they be 3 wide on the exit of 4? Yes, they will briefly. Hamlin with his teammate and his driver, but Larson's the one really prevailing here on the outside. He gets past the 11, trying to get past the 19 as well. Bowman's to the outside of the 20. Jay Bowman hasn't won in a long time, and he is moving up into the 2nd position.
Do you think he's going to play spoiler, though, on his teammate?
I hope
that would
so.
keep his teammate from locking himself into the playoffs. And Bowman, I mean, he probably will. He hasn't won in such a long time. He's going to want to put himself in victory lane if the chance is there.
It's still Byron leading, but Jay, now the 20 car is right into the thick of things here as he puts the pressure to the inside.
A big sin from Bell on the inside, trying to get to the quarter panel of Byron to put some pressure on. Bowman has to defend from Bubba again. Byron slips up. Bell gets a big run on the inside. Look at that 20 car go with a huge run, but Byron fights back now with all that momentum. Here comes the 48. There's still a lot to decide in the final 5 laps.
Laps to go, or 4 laps to go. That's going to open the door wide open for the 20. It's not going to be enough. And Jay, if you're Byron, you are setting sail for the victory. Larson's had a heck of a rebound, and so is Ryan Blaney. Those two specifically. Bowman closes. I thought Byron was going to drive away, but
So
hold
did I.
on. And there's Bubba Wallace to the outside, Reddick in the background in the outside wall. But Jay, we're coming to 3 to go. And I mean, even though Byron controls this thing, it's still anybody's game right here.
A huge run from Bubba Wallace down the front straightaway, gets to the outside of Bowman, gets up into 2nd place momentarily. Bowman fights back on the inside, though, but these guys are clearly not done with trying to duel with William Byron. Thought Byron was going to have it clear, but goodness gracious, they're all back once again.
3 and 4, you see this move time and time again.
Whoa!
To the outside wall. Is he going to wall ride? Oh,
Bowman
my
to
goodness.
Byron's inside.
There they go, down the front stretch, the 3 wide in the background. Bubba really just kind of took himself out of it right there. As they go down into turn 1, Jay, the 48, a huge move to the inside with 2 to go.
A big move from Bowman to the inside of Byron, but Byron should have all that momentum on the outside, and look, he does. He gets a huge run. Now Bell's got to run on Bowman, and side by side back there behind him because Bubba slowed up the entire pack, and that's allowed Blaney to get by. Larson held up on the outside. Truex trying to fight back on the inside as well. For the final time, Bowman sets up to the inside. Byron takes the outside. A good run there for a moment from the 48. He gets to the quarter panel off the corner. They are side by side heading to the front straightaway. It's Bowman. It's Byron. Byron, once he gets to Phoenix, he does. He wins at Homestead.
William Byron win number 3, and it's a ticket to the final 4 for the 2nd year in a row. Last season, it ended in dramatic fashion of him crashing into Joey Logano after his engine failed. Wow. Bowman was close, not quite enough. Bubba Wallace was looking for that first win of the season as well. Couldn't quite make it happen. Big days, of course, for the 24, for the 5, and the 12. Actually, Ryan Blaney somehow, where is he on the score? Oh, he's on 5th. Ryan Blaney managed to actually beat the 5 there and get P5 at the end of that race.